MetaStor is cloud content management. It's a great tool for storing and retrieving and managing your documents. Our systems are used by customers in all sorts of businesses, and it solves significant problems customers have around managing paper and electronic files. Let's take a look at an example of some of the key features related to the MetaStor product. I'm going to log into our demonstration site. Right now I'm using a proprietary username and password. We also have the capability to integrate through ADFS in a single sign-on situation so that the same username and password a user uses on their network can be used to authenticate to our cloud-based system. Once they log into MetaStor, they're presented with a list of what we call applications. You can think of these as virtual file cabinets. We organize information in MetaStor much the same way as you would organize information in a paper-based office. We have various filing cabinets with different filing schemes. For example, if I look at human resources, my HR filing cabinet, I have index fields that are searchable. I can key into any one of these fields to perform a search, and that'll pull back a result set so that I can start accessing my documents. If I access another filing cabinet, such as accounts payable, you'll see a different set of index criteria is available. I should mention that this indexing screen is completely customizable to whatever the customer's needs are. Not all HR departments are the same, and so we have that flexibility to configure different index fields and search parameters without any code. That means we're able to rapidly deploy these solutions for our customers. We're also able to, through indexing, we can populate these fields automatically using products like Captiva, which will scan and lift data. We can also pull in other data fields from external systems. Like in this example, we could release the employee ID from Captiva and pull in other related fields such as last name or the job code using an integration with an HRIS system where we can pull in a data feed and marry up those fields so that they don't have to be indexed. What that does is it provides the user with a rich experience. When they go in to do a search, they can key into any one of these fields and quickly get to the information they need. So the first thing I'll do is type in an employee last name just to show you how that search works. And when I click run, I'll get back a list of all of the documents that match my search criteria. In this example, in my HR filing cabinet, I only have one user with a last name of Stewart. The system returns a list of all of the related documents for Catherine Stewart. On the right-hand side, you'll see these documents have been subdivided into various doc types. Doc types are important because it gives me the ability to do things like records management. It also helps me as a knowledge worker if I want to go in, do a search, and quickly get to a document that I'm interested in. So for example, if I'm interested in the W-4, I'd simply double-click on it, and that'll display the document in the window. This is a document viewer. I'll show you a little bit more of that in a second. Some other things I can do with this result set, I can actually check documents off and export them to a PDF. I can also export the indexes to a CSV file. Let's take a look at what I can do with the document once I have it displayed. Once the image, and these are just demo documents, these aren't real, once it's displayed on the screen, I can do some things such as zoom in, zoom out using a slide bar. I can display a document index panel on the right-hand side so I can see related metadata. Now these fields on the right here could come from my scanning product. They could have been manually data entered by somebody when they uploaded the document, or the information could be cross-referenced from my HRIS system. If I have the appropriate privileges, I could modify these indexes just by clicking on the Modify button. We have very granular security functions within the system. I can control things like who accesses which filing cabinet, what they can do with the documents in that filing cabinet once they display it on the screen. For example, I can control whether or not they're able to print it. I can also control which documents they're allowed to see based on configurable rules. We call this document level security. Imagine in my HR scenario, I'd like to prevent users from seeing salary history unless they are at the managerial level within the HR department. We could create a rule that prevents non-managerial users from accessing the salary history doc type. And so in that way, the documents are protected and only authorized users would be able to see the documents that are required for their job function. That protects data and it helps prevent the leakage of information that we want to keep private. Every function that I perform within the system is also audited. So as I click around in here and perform searches, display documents, or if I upload new documents or modify indexes, all of that activity is stored in an audit trail. That's extremely important in regulated industries such as mortgage. There's a few other things I'd like to highlight, things I could do with this document now that I have it displayed on the screen. For example, I can add annotations. I can apply redactions. You can think of this as sort of virtual whiteout. If I wanted to block out a particular area, I can actually white out over that portion of the image. That annotation or redaction will travel along with the image if I were to export it or email it to a third party. For legal reasons, we never alter the original image, so I can toggle those redactions on and off if I have privileges. We also have the capability of burning these annotations into the image to make things like a redaction permanent.